Have you ever scrolled through your thousands of LinkedIn connections and wondered how many of them would actually help you if you needed something? Today, I'm going to share a deceptively simple but powerful mental model that completely changed how I approached building my network. It's called the $20 test, and it helps cut through the noise to identify the relationships that truly matter in your professional life. By the end of this video, you'll understand both why most professionals waste time on low-value connections, how to quickly evaluate your current network strengths, and exactly how to refocus your relationship building efforts for maximum return. I've used this framework with thousands of entrepreneurs and executives to help them build networks that actually deliver real authentic value, not just pad their contact list and calendar. Several years back, I was working with a client who was really proud of his 5,000 plus LinkedIn connections. He was constantly adding more, sending connection requests to anyone who might be remotely useful someday. When we sat down to review his network though, I asked him a simple question that stopped him cold. If you picked 100 of these connections and asked each to borrow $20, how many would actually send it to you? His face fell flat as he realized the truth. Probably fewer than 5. The reality is that we've been led to believe that a larger network equals a more valuable network, but that's fundamentally wrong. Network of 100 people who trust you enough to lend you $20 without hesitation is infinitely more valuable than 5,000 who won't even respond to your message. But here's what's interesting. The $20 test actually works both ways, because when my client started applying this filter to his own networking decisions, he discovered something even more profound. He wasn't willing to lend $20 to most of the people he was spending time trying to maintain relationships with. That revelation completely transformed his approach to networking. So what exactly is the $20 test? It's a mental framework with 2 parts. Number 1, for any connection in your network, ask yourself, if this person reached out to me asking to borrow $20, would I say it without hesitation? And then 2, flip it. If I needed $20, would this person lend it to me without question? And again, we may never know, but we can normally feel it. The beauty, by the way, of using $20 as the benchmark is that it's meaningful enough that you'll notice it's gone, but not so significant that it would really cause financial hardship for most people. It's really about trust, not money. The psychology behind this test is fascinating. When we're willing to lend someone money, even a small amount, it signals that we trust them to follow through on their commitments. We believe they'll pay us back because we have faith in their character. Similarly, when someone would lend money to us, it indicates that they value the relationship enough to take a very, very small, but still noticeable risk. In business terms, this translates directly to who will actually take your call, make an introduction, consider your proposal, or refer business your way. The people who pass this $20 test are the same people who will invest their social capital in you, which is far, far more valuable than any amount of money. So there are 3 critical misconceptions about networking that the $20 test helps address. First, many people believe that networking is a numbers game, that more connections automatically create more opportunities. That simply isn't true. 10 deep, committed connections will generate meaningful opportunities than 1,000 superficial ones. So quality, I believe, trumps quantity every time. Second, people often think that they should maintain equal contact with everyone in their network. But the $20 test gives you permission to be selective with your time and attention. Not every connection deserves the same investment from you. Third is that professionals frequently confuse familiarity with trust. Just because someone knows who you are doesn't mean that they trust you enough to act on your behalf. The $20 test helps distinguish between these 2 very different types of relationships. So here's how to apply the $20 test to transform your networking strategy. Step number one, audit your existing network. So you can pull up your contact list, phone contacts, CRM, or LinkedIn connections. Go through at least 20 to 30 people and honestly ask yourself, would I lend this person $20 if they asked? You can create 3 categories if you want to: definite yes, definite maybe, and definitely not. For example, when reviewing your contacts, you might realize that while your former client Jane would definitely get $20 from you, your LinkedIn contact John, who you met once at a conference 3 years ago, would not. Step number 2 is to flip the test. For those same contacts, now ask, would this person lend me $20 if I asked? You can be brutally honest with yourself. This isn't about ego. It's simply about understanding where real trust exists. Step number 3 is to prioritize your relationship building efforts. Once you've completed your audit, focus your networking into 2 groups. People who passed your $20 test both ways, those are clearly your highest value connections, and people who you'd like to have pass that test in the future. Those can be your growth targets. And for those high value connections, you can set a regular cadence for meaningful outreach. This doesn't mean generic checking in messages. Instead, you can say you're thinking about them, share something specific that made you think about them, offer genuine help, or make a relevant introduction. So for example, you could say, hey, Sarah, I just read this article about the healthcare technology sector and immediately thought of your new project. Thought you might find it valuable. No need to respond, just wanted to share something useful with you. Step number 4, which I'm very big on, is to create a system for consistency. So set aside dedicated time each week for relationship maintenance. Even honestly, 15 minutes twice a week can make a tremendous difference. You can use a simple system, whether it's a CRM, spreadsheet, or even index cards to track who you connected with and when. Step number 5 is knowing when to let go. The hardest part can be accepting that some connections simply aren't worth the time and effort to maintain. If someone fails your $20 test in both directions and you don't see that changing, it's okay to let that relationship naturally fade. Your attention is better directed elsewhere. Now remember, I know I talk a lot about money in this video, but the $20 test isn't really about money. It's about trust, value, and focusing your limited time on relationships that matter. When you apply this framework consistently, you'll find yourself with a smaller but far more powerful network. One of people who not just would lend you $20, but really want to see you succeed. So here is your next steps to apply the $20 test. Take it to the last 20 people that you've contacted with, and now be honest about the results. Then reach out to the person who passed the test with a genuine, honest, no strings attached message that delivers value to them. Now remember, the goal isn't to have the biggest network. It's to have a network of people who genuinely care about your success as much as you care about them. That is what the $20 test can help you build. Now, I hope you found this valuable. We have a whole bunch of other videos in this channel. I'd love to know what you think in the comments and what we could talk about in the future. Have an awesome, awesome day.